Imagine this. You are 13 years old. Your name is Marcus. You stand in the marble atrium of a Roman villa. The year is 96 AD. Morning light falls through the open roof. It cuts clean shapes across the smooth floor. Everything looks calm. Too calm. You wear a plain white tunic. Nothing special. Nothing expensive. Your dark hair has been oiled by the house slaves. They did it carefully. Too carefully. Something feels wrong. You do not know why. Servants move quickly around you. Faster than usual. They avoid your eyes. No one speaks to you. From the kitchen comes a heavy smell. Roasted meat. Sweet wine. Honey. A feast is being prepared. But there is no celebration. Not for you. What you do not know is this. 3 days ago your name was written on papers. Carefully. Neatly. The paper was placed inside a silver bowl. That bowl decided your future. The visitors arriving today are not friends. They are not guests for business. They are here to inspect what they plan to buy. Your fingers touch the small object hidden in your belt. A wooden horse. Rough. Simple. Your father carved it for you before you were sold. 2 years ago. He sold you to pay his debts. You have kept the horse hidden ever since. It is the last piece of your old life. Tonight they will find it. They will burn it in front of you. Not by accident. On purpose. Because the first step is always the same. Erase who you were. By morning you will understand why the older slaves whisper at night. Some fates are worse than death. This was not rare. This was normal. Across the Roman Empire. Thousands of boys lived this story. Different names. Same ending. They were fed into a system that ran quietly for centuries. A system hidden behind marble walls. Behind silk curtains. What destroyed Marcus was not one cruel man. It was design. An institution. A machine built to turn children into objects. Before we continue, if you enjoy learning the hidden side of history, consider liking this video and subscribing. And tell me in the comments where you are watching from. It still amazes me that we explore these ancient stories together across time and distance. The Roman Empire ruled more than 5 million square kilometers. More than 60 million people. Its roads were strong. Its cities grand. But beneath that beauty was suffering. Historians estimate that over 800,000 young men served as male concubines during Rome's history. 800,000 lives consumed. Not in secret. In plain sight. Wealthy Romans competed openly to earn the most beautiful boys. They showed them off at dinners. Like living art. A prize boy could cost more than a year's wages for a skilled worker. Some cost more than a house. Value was decided by skin, hair, age, human worth reduced to features. And the trade was organized. Efficient. In markets near the forum, boys stood on raised platforms. Buyers checked teeth. Tested movement. Judged bodies. Records were kept. Origin. Age training. Like animals. Profit reached everywhere. Poor families sold sons to survive. Raiders targeted boys first. Merchants moved them across provinces. This was business. And Roman law allowed it. Now concubines lived outside protection. They had no rights. No voice. No future. Their bodies belonged to others. Entirely. And the system that trained them was precise. Schools existed for this purpose. Places that studied how to break a person without ruining the body. Psychology before the word existed. Boys came from everywhere. Britain. Gaul, Greece. Egypt. Each region had a price. Fair skin. Sharp mind. Strong body. Ships carried them across the sea in chains. Death, during transport, was expected. Accounted for. Written off. Roman writers praised beauty. Philosophers discussed training. Emperors' tastes were recorded calmly. The boys were invisible. Not people. Things. And the most disturbing truth is this. Many of the men enforcing this system were once victims themselves. Survivors who learned obedience was the only way to live. So they helped break others. And this brings us back to Marcus. Because today something has changed. For the first time in years, the master enters the atrium himself. Gaius Aurelius. He never does this. He usually sends servants. Today he walks directly toward Marcus. Slowly. Circling him. Like a buyer examining an animal. Marcus knows the rules. Do not move. Do not look up. Gaius lifts his chin. Checks his teeth. His eyes. His hair. pulls back the tunic, examines his body. Marcus feels cold. Not from the air. From fear. This inspection is different. And Marcus knows it. The buyers arrive just after midday. You hear them before you see them. Servants rush forward. Voices lower. Movements become careful. Outside, litters stop in the courtyard. Gold fittings catch the light. Silk curtains sways. Wealth has entered the house. Marcus watches from the edge of the atrium. He is not supposed to be seen, but he is meant to be ready. The visitors are led into the reception room, the finest room in the villa. This space is rarely used, only for men who matter. Through a half-minus open door, Marcus sees flashes of color. White to gas with purple stripes. Heavy rings. Perfumed skin. Their laughter makes his stomach tighten. This is not the sound of guests. It is the sound of buyers. Marcus has been sold before. He remembers it clearly. His father's finest farm had failed. The land was dry. The debts were heavy. The choice was simple. Sell one son, or watch the family starve. That sale had been desperate. This one is planned, calculated, cold. He understands this without words. The order comes in the afternoon. Marcus is told to bathe. Hot water, scented oils. He is scrubbed until his skin shines. Then more oil, enough to make him glow. He is dressed in his best tunic, the one used only for festivals. His hair is arranged carefully, curled in the Greek style the master prefers. When he looks into the bronze mirror, he barely recognizes himself. He does not look like a servant. He looks like something prepared for display. When Marcus enters the reception room, everything stops. Conversation dies. All eyes turn to him. 3 men sit on couches. Middle-aged, well-fed, powerful. They look at him the way one looks at fine stone. One gestures. Marcus turns slowly. Another tells him to speak. He recites a simple phrase in Latin. They listen closely, not to the meaning, to the sound. They talk about him as if he is not there. His build, his age, how long he might last. They discuss reigning. They discuss use. They discuss replacement. Marcus stands still, breathing shallow, invisible. The price is agreed. It is high. Higher than any number Marcus has ever heard. His entire life reduced to coin. But there is something he does not understand. He is not being bought by one man. He is being bought by 3s. A shared purchase. A consortium. They own other boys together. Rare ones. Expensive ones. They keep them outside the city, in a place built for this purpose. Marcus is not joining a household. He is entering a system. The contract is signed. Witnesses observe. Seals are pressed into wax. Roman law is precise. Efficient. It treats Marcus like land. Like livestock. Ownership changes. And with it, his existence. In the eyes of the law, he is no longer a person. He is a thing. There is no delay. No time to think. Marcus is chained. Not tightly. Just enough. He is loaded into a covered wagon. 3 other boys are already inside. Different faces. Same fear. One looks no older than 11. Another stares at the floor. The oldest meets Marcus's eyes once. Then shakes his head slightly. A warning. Do not speak. The wagon moves. Hours pass. Silence fills the space. No one knows where they are going. They only know it is worse than here. As the sun sets, the wagon stops. High walls rise before them. Iron spikes line the top. Inside, lights glow warmly. It looks like a palace. It feels like a prison. This is not a house. It is a facility. Built to last. Built to control. Built to break. Marcus steps inside. The gates close behind him. And somewhere deep inside, a door shuts forever. Marcus expected chains. He expected darkness. What he did not expect was comfort. The room they lead him into was beautiful. Silk hung from the walls. Soft cushions rested on the floor. A small table held fruit and bread. There were books, musical instruments, luxury, and bars on the windows. The door closed from the outside. Marcus understood immediately. This was not kindness. This was strategy. A cage that did not look like one. COMFORATASCONTROL. The older boy spoke quietly. Do not be fooled, he said. They give you comfort so you depend on it. Food arrived on schedule. Clean water. Warm baths. No shouting. No blows. At first, Marcus felt relief. That was the trap. Because once relief settles in, resistance weakens. THEBEG. INNINGOFTRA. Training started the next morning. Not with orders. With lessons. Music. Poetry. Speech. Marcus was taught how to stand. How to walk. How to speak calmly. He was praised when he obeyed. Ignored when he hesitated. Punishment was subtle. Isolation. Silence. Loss of privileges. No marks. Everything was designed to leave the body untouched. Only the mind mattered. UNCEINTYISAWEIPON. Rules changed often. One day eye contact was required. The next forbidden. Marcus never knew which version was correct. This created fear. Fear created obedience. The boys learned to watch closely, to anticipate moods, to please without being asked. BREAKINGIDANGIDBITY. They were old, their past did not matter. Your family is gone. Your name is irrelevant. Your old life was worthless. You are better here. They repeated this daily. Over time, some boys believed it. That belief was victory. THEHIERARCHY. Some boys had privileges. Better food. More freedom. They enforced rules on newer arrivals. They were not cruel. They were surviving. The system rewarded compliance. Resistance meant disappearance. TIMEWITHOUTDATS. Marcus lost track of days. Sleep came at odd hours. He was woken for inspections. For lessons. For nothing at all. Exhaustion blurred thought. That was intentional. A tired mind does not fight. THERELPURPUSC. Marcus slowly understood. This place did not train workers. It produced objects. Polished. Controlled. Predictable. Human tools. And tools are replaced when worn. THEFIRSTLOSS. One boy stopped speaking. He sat still for hours. Did not eat. Did not respond. One morning he was gone. No explanation. A new boy arrived 2 days later. The lesson was clear. Marcus did not cry. Not anymore. He learned something important. Survival required adaptation. And adaptation meant letting go of who he had been. Marcus soon learned that the facility never rested. There was no true night. No true day. Light and darkness followed schedules, not the sun. This was done on purpose. A mind without rhythm loses its footing. LIFEONAS. CHEDULE. Every hour was planned. Wake, wash, eat, train, then wait. Waiting was the hardest part. Because waiting meant not knowing. Not knowing when you would be called. Not knowing for what. That uncertainty lived in the body. It tightened the chest. It shortened the breath. TRAININGWITHOUTTOUCH. The overseers rarely raised their voices. They did not need to. Disappointment was enough. When Marcus failed to meet expectations, no one shouted. They simply withdrew attention. Meals became smaller. Lessons stopped. Silence replaced praise. Human beings need acknowledgement. The system used that need like a lever. THELANGUAGUAGAOFCONTROL. Marcus learned new words. Suitable. Improving. Not ready. These words decided everything. A good word meant comfort. A bad word meant isolation. There was no appeal. No explanation. Only acceptance. WATCH. INGOTA. RSCHE. RSCHA. INGOTHEHA. HEE. Marcus watched boys change around him. At first, they spoke of home, parents, fields, streets. Weeks passed. Those conversations faded. Voices softened. Posture changed. I stopped searching. The boys who adapted survived longer. The boys who resisted disappeared. FALSEHOPE. One afternoon, Marcus was praised. His lessons were excellent. His progress was noted. He was told he might be chosen for something special. Not explained. Just enough detail to spark hope. Hope is powerful. It makes people endure almost anything. THEC. IUSHINGTRUTN. Days later, The truth arrived. The special assignment was not freedom. It was simply another stage of use. Marcus understood then. Hope had been bait, used to measure obedience, used to deepen dependence. When hope broke, something else broke with it. THEROLEOFP, or ILEGEE. Some boys were rewarded. Better rooms, finer clothes. They smiled more. They spoke gently. They enforced rules. Not because they weren't rule, because survival had taught them the cost of refusal. The system did not force them. It trained them. NOESCAPUBYDESIGN. Every path was blocked. Walls, locks, guards. But the strongest barrier was inside. Fear of punishment. Fear of losing comfort. Fear of becoming invisible. Marcus realized something frightening. Even if the door opened, many would not run. THEFIRSTRELIZE by OED. Marcus stopped imagining rescue. Stopped imagining escape. He focused on the present, on rules, on survival. This was the moment the system wanted. Not obedience through pain. Obedience through acceptance. THECOST. Each day took something. A memory. A reaction. A feeling. Marcus was still alive, but less himself. And that was the point. Time worked differently inside the facility. It was no longer counted in days. It was counted in usefulness. Marcus began to understand this slowly. Not through words. Through behavior. VALUEISWATCHED. Every movement was observed. How quickly you learned. How calmly you obeyed. How little trouble you caused. Notes were taken. Quietly. Nothing was said to Marcus. But he felt it. Like being weighed every day without seeing the scale. THEBODYAS. RES or CE. Wheels were adjusted carefully. Never enough to feel full. Never little enough to weaken to fast. The goal was balance. Keep the body functional. Keep it compliant. Exercise was controlled. Not for strength. For shape. Every part of daily life served a purpose. REPLAC. EMENTISLWAYSNEAR. New boys arrived. Older boys vanished. No announcements. No explanations. One bed empty in the morning. Another filled a week later. Marcus learned the pattern. When someone stopped being useful, they were removed. Where they went did not matter. Only that they were gone. THEFEAROFAGING. Small changes became terrifying. A deeper voice. A broader shoulder. Signs of growing older. These were not celebrated. They were problems. Marcus heard overseers talk quietly. Still acceptable. Changing. Limited time. Time was not his ally. It was his enemy. SURVIVALSTRATEEGIES. Some boys tried to resist time. They ate less. Moved carefully. Others gave up. They became dull. Silent. Those boys disappeared fastest. Marcus chose a third path. He learned to disappear inside himself. LEIRNINGTOINDURE. He stopped reacting. Pain mattered less when ignored. Fear lost its edge when expected. He learned to focus on small things. Breathing. Counting steps. Repeating words in his head. This was not hope. It was endurance. THECOSTOFEND. URANCE. Endurance hollowed him out. Memories faded. His father's face blurred. The wooden horse existed only as an idea. A thing from another life. Sometimes he wondered if that life had been real. THESYSTEMSSUCEESS. This was the goal. Not screaming obedience. Quiet compliance. People who followed rules without being told. People who no longer imagined alternatives. Marcus realized something frightening. The system did not need chains anymore. It had already won. AQUESTIRONWITHOUTANSWER. Late at night, Marcus sometimes asked himself one thing. If I survive this, who will I be? He never found an answer. Because survival required not asking. THEFINALUNDE. Marcus understood the truth. This place did not destroy people quickly. It wore them down. Day by day. Until nothing remained but function. The first sign was not pain. It was fatigue, a deep exhaustion that sleep could not fix. Marcus woke tired. He trained tired. He waited tired. His body still moved, but slower. The overseers noticed. They always did. THELEDGER. Everything in the facility was recorded. Names at first, then symbols, then numbers. Marcus saw the books once. Not meant for him. Rows of marks. Short notes. Functional. Declining. Monitor. No emotions. No stories. Just status. He realized something then. The facility did not remember boys. It tracked output. His MALLFAILURES. Marcus missed a cue. Once then again. Nothing dramatic. But patterns mattered. A slower response. A moment of hesitation. The praise stopped. Food changed. Less warmth. More silence. This was how the system spoke. THEQUIETS EPSEPARATION. He was moved. Not far. Just enough. A different room. Fewer comforts. Not punishment. Assessment. This space was for those being evaluated. Those near the end of usefulness. Marcus understood. No one said it out loud. WATCH, RANGTHE, ANGTA, UFOTHERS. He saw boys return changed. Thin, quiet. Empty. Some did not return at all. One night a bed stayed empty. The next morning it was gone. Removed. Like it had never existed. That was the rule. No traces. THEBODYGIVEESUP. Illness spread quietly. Coughs. Fevers. Marcus felt heat behind his eyes. His joints ached. The overseers did not rush. They observed. A sick body could still function. Until it could not. NOSENT or MENT. When Marcus collapsed during training, no one panicked. 2 guards lifted him, checked his breathing, made notes. He was moved again, this time to a smaller room. Cleaner, colder. This was not recovery. It was containment. THEANDPHASC. Time blurred. Food came less often. Water too. Not cruelty. Efficiency. Resources were not wasted. Marcus drifted in and out of sleep. Dreams mixed with memory. Fields. Sunlight. A wooden horse. For the first time in years he cried. Quietly. No one noticed. A CEPTANCE. Marcus stopped fighting sickness. Not because he chose to. Because there was no strength left. The system had taken it. Every day. A little at a time. THEFINALMRNING. The room was quiet. Marcus opened his eyes. Light touched the wall. For a moment he felt calm. The fear was gone. So was hope. Only stillness remained. THENTRY. Guards found him during inspection. They did not react. They followed procedure. A mark was made in the ledger. 1 line. No name. No comment. Just subtraction. WHATREMAINS. Marcus did not leave behind a grave. He left behind a number. And thousands like it. That is how systems survive. They erase people, then forget them. WHYTHISMATTRS. Because Marcus was not weak. He was processed. Because this was not chaos. It was design. And because systems like this did not vanish. They change names. They change language. But they still measure humans by usefulness. REMANBERHIN. Marcus existed. He had a name. A father. A past. The system erased that. Remembering restores it. Marcus died quietly. The system did not. It continued. Not loudly. Not visibly. But efficiently. WHYTH. WAS. NEVRJUSTROME. It is easy to say this was ancient. Easy to believe time fixed it. But systems do not disappear. They adapt. Rome did not invent exploitation. It organized it. It gave it rules, records, ledgers. That is what made it powerful and dangerous. HOWSYSTEMSHIDETMS The Roman elite did not see themselves as cruel. They saw themselves as practical, efficient, civilized. They used words like order, tradition, natural hierarchy. These words did the work of violence. They allowed good men to participate. They allowed society to look away. THEMODAARNMIRIOR. Today the buildings look different. The language sounds cleaner. But the pattern is familiar. People reduced to value. Children read it as resources. Suffering hidden behind contracts and supply chains. We still track humans with numbers. We still call it necessary. We still say it is unfortunate but unavoidable. That is the lie. WHYIGNORANCEISPA or TOFTOFTA or TOFTHEDESIGN. In Rome, everyone knew. But no one wanted to know. That is the balance systems require. Enough visibility to function. Enough distance to avoid guilt. Modern systems work the same way. Out of sight, out of mind, until someone forces the truth into view. WHATMRCUSREPRESNTS. Marcus was not special. That is why he matters. He represents scale. When suffering becomes routine, individuality disappears. Names vanish. Only totals remain. That is when atrocity feels manageable. THECOSTOFCOMFRORT. Roman citizens enjoyed peace, architecture, roads, entertainment. Those comforts were paid for, not only with taxes, with lives. Comfort always has a cost. The question is who pays it. WHYREMMBERINGM8ETERS. Forgetting protects systems. Memory threatens them. When we remember Marcus as a person, not a statistic, the machine breaks. Because machines need abstraction. They need distance. They need silence. THEFINALWARNING. Do not assume morality arrives with progress. Do not assume civilization makes us kinder. It often makes us more organized, more efficient, more capable of hiding what we do to others. WHATYOUSHOULDTAKEWITHYOU. If you remember only one thing, remember this. Systems do not become cruel by accident. They are built, maintained, defended by ordinary people who decide not to look too closely. THELASTWORD. Marcus had a name. He had a childhood. He deserved protection. Instead, he was consumed. Not by monsters. By a system that worked exactly as designed. And that is why his story matters. Because once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. And once you see it, you are responsible for what you do next. Marcus was destroyed quietly. That is important. Because loud violence creates resistance. Quiet violence creates acceptance. The Roman system understood this. SBILENCEWASNOTACCIDENTAL. No one was told to protest. No one was told to help. But everyone learned when not to speak. Servants learned to look away. Neighbors learned not to ask. Officials learned not to record details. This was not fear alone. It was habit. And habit is stronger than fear. And ORMLIZATIONASATONSATOOL. What happens once becomes shocking. What happens often becomes routine. What becomes routine becomes invisible. Marcus' disappearance did not cause outrage. It caused adjustment. The system did not need secrecy. It needed repetition. VSHA or EBB, NEFITC or EAT or EATES, CONPLICITY. Many people benefited. Traders, transporters, builders, clerks. Not all work rule. Most were practical. Each person handled a small piece. No one handled the whole crime. That is how systems survive scrutiny. WHYNONESTOPPEDIT. Because stopping it meant loss. Loss of income. Loss of status. Loss of comfort. And systems always trade suffering for stability. They convince people the trade is reasonable, necessary. THET, IUEPOWA, or OFVMP, IRES. Rome ruled not because it was brutal, but because it was consistent. Punishment followed rules. Exploitation followed schedules. That predictability made cruelty manageable, and silence reliable. Marcus did not leave a monument. No inscription. No grave. That was intentional. HISTORYISNOTWH, BTS, URVIVS. History is what is allowed to remain. Rome preserved temples, statues, speeches. It did not preserve victims. Their stories were not carved in stone. They were written in ledgers. And ledgers decay. WHOGETSREMEMBERED. Emperors have names. Generals have dates. Victims have numbers. This is not chance. It is power choosing what deserves permanence. RCAAOLOGYT ELLOGYTLLSUSWH8 DTSDSDONOT. Bones tell different stories. Malnutrition, stress marks, repetitive damage. Bodies record truth even when words lie. That is why discoveries disturb us. They break the official version. WHYTHESBORIESFELUNCO and FORTABLE. Because they challenge identity. Rome is taught as civilization, law, order, progress. Marcus does not fit that image, so he was erased. THECOSTOFE or ASURE. When victims disappear from history, systems appear cleaner, more reasonable, more defensible. That is dangerous, because clean history teaches the wrong lessons. Marcus lived 2,000 years ago, but the pattern is not ancient, it is familiar. SYSTEMSSTILLRED. UCEEOPHILET or VALURE. Today, we use different words: productivity, efficiency, human capital, but the logic is the same. Worth measured by output. People treat it as resources. DISTI and CANCASPART, ISTIRT, Rome's citizens did not see everything. They saw enough. Modern societies work the same way. Outsourced suffering, hidden labor, invisible victims. Distance protects conscience. WHYSTORIESLIKETHISM8ETR. Statistics numb us. Stories do not. Marcus forces attention. He refuses abstraction. That is why his story survives. THEFINALCONNECTION. Marcus did not choose this system, but many benefited from it. That is the uncomfortable truth. Systems persist because enough people decide not to challenge them. WHAT RMAMBE RINGITE EMANNDE. Not guilt, awareness. Awareness leads to responsibility. Responsibility leads to choice. THELASTTH YNGTRUNDE RSTINDE ISTIND. Marcus was not weak. He was consumed by a system that valued order over humanity. That choice is always available to societies. Every generation makes it again. THENDINGTHATM8ETEIS. Marcus cannot be saved, but his story can warn. Once you recognize the pattern, you cannot unknow it. And once you know it, silence becomes a decision. Systems are not machines. They are made of people. Clerks, guards, tutors, drivers. Most never hurt Marcus directly. That is the point. ISMALLROLES, BIGCONS, BIGCONS, EQUENCEE, SCES. One man wrote his number, another locked a door, another delivered food. Each task felt harmless alone. Together they erased a life. No one felt responsible. Everyone felt necessary. In ORALDISTA and CE. The farther you are from the harm, the easier it is to accept. I only record data. I only enforce rules. I only follow orders. Rome perfected this separation. Responsibility dissolved across roles. WHYPOPLESTAYED. Leaving was costly. Speaking was dangerous. Staying was easy. The system rewarded staying. Comfort, safety, belonging. Those are powerful incentives. WHENK, IND, NESSCOEX, ISTSWITHC, RUELTY. Some staff were gentle. They spoke softly. They offered extra bread. This did not stop the harm. It made it easier to endure. Kindness inside a violent system does not redeem it. It stabilizes it. THELIOFNECESSITY. People told themselves stories. This is how things are. It has always been this way. If not me, someone else. These stories protect the system. They silence doubt. Systems look permanent. Until they are not. PRESS, URFROMTA, GOUTSIDE. Change rarely starts at the center. It comes from edges. Economic shifts. Social discomfort. Moral tension. In Rome, tastes changed. Visibility increased. Some practices became harder to defend. In OTNOUGHTOBEGROD. Some Romans objected privately. Few acted publicly. Private morality without action changes nothing. Systems fall only when cost rose. When silence becomes expensive. MMORYASRESTANCE. What threatens systems most is memory. Not anger. Not violence. Memory. Stories that refuse to fade. Names that replace numbers. Marcus survives here. In being remembered. WHYRECLRDSMADTER. Ledgers meant control. But they also left evidence. Bones. Marks. Patterns. The system tried to erase people. It failed completely. THESLOWEND. The facility closed quietly. No announcement. No apology. Just fewer entries. Then none. The system ended not with justice, but with abandonment. This story is uncomfortable. That is its value. BEYONDSHOCK. Shock fades. Understanding lasts. This is not about condemning the past. It is about recognizing patterns. ASKBETERQUESTIONS. Who benefits? Who is invisible? Who pays the cost? These questions expose systems. They always have. THEDANGI. Or OFD. By STA. And C. BANGENCE. When suffering feels far away, systems thrive. Distance numbs. Stories close distance. Marcus closes distance. RESPONSIBILITYWIT. Show UTCGUILT. You are not guilty of Rome, but you are responsible for recognizing systems now. Awareness is the beginning, not the end. THEFINALTHREAD. Marcus' life was reduced to a line. This story restores depth. It gives weight back. That is resistance. THELASTMESSAGE. Systems do not ask permission. They ask for silence. Refusing silence is how they end. Rome did not invent this pattern. It perfected one version of it. Others followed. THES. AFTFRONCHA. YNSTOs. OCOC. RENTRACTS. In Rome, control was physical. Chains. Walls. Guards. Later systems learned something. Control works better when it looks voluntary. Paper replaced iron. Contracts replaced force. The result was the same. People trapped inside systems they could not leave. LANGUAGASCIMOUFLAGE. Rome used words like order and tradition. Modern systems use new terms. Opportunity. Training. Placement. The words feel clean. The outcomes often are not. Language does not describe reality. It shapes what we are willing to accept. THEMODE. RNLEDGER. Marcus was a number in a book. Today, people are entries in databases. Productivity metrics. Performance scores. Risk profiles. Human lives reduced to indicators. Efficiency praised. Damage ignored. WHOISINVISIBLENOW. Not senators' sons. Not citizens. But migrants. Runaways. The poor. The displaced. The pattern always targets those with the least protection. That has not changed. Most harm today is not done by villains. It is done by normal people. Following procedure. THECOMFRTOFROLE. LALIMITS. I only process applications. I only manage schedules. I only enforce policy. These sentences sound harmless. They are powerful. They divide responsibility until no one feels it. The ISTANC, the NAKESMORALITYOPTIONL. When suffering is abstract, conscience sleeps. Screens help. Forms help. Statistics help. The farther away pain feels, the easier it is to ignore. Rome used distance of status. Modern systems use distance of bureaucracy. THEREWARDSTRUCTURE. Systems reward compliance, promotion, security, belonging, questioning costs more than silence. So most people stay quiet. Not because they are cruel, because they are human. WHYSYSTMSFEEONORMAL. Children grow up inside them. They learn rules before values. By the time they can question, the system already feels natural. Marcus grew up inside a facility. Many today grow up inside structures that shape identity the same way. No system lasts forever, but none fall by accident. WHATACTU ALLYCAUSCSCHA and Jerry. Not outrage alone. Outrage fades. Change comes when three things align. Visibility, cost, memory. Rome lost control when practices became visible, expensive, and hard to defend. That formula still works. WHYSTORASMATE RMORETAT YERMORETAT and DATA. Data informs. Stories move. Marcus survives because he is remembered as a person, not a statistic. That is how resistance begins. THERASPONS by BILITYOFSEING. Once you see a pattern, neutrality ends. Silence becomes participation. This does not mean everyone must fight, but everyone must choose. THEFINLCONNECTION. Marcus did not live in our world, but his story lives in it. Every system that reduces humans to function echoes Rome. Every time suffering is hidden behind language, the pattern repeats. THELASTLINE. The past is not warning us loudly. It is showing us quietly. What we do with that knowledge decides whether Marcus remains history or becomes a mirror.